This is my 666 bill, and you are not going to believe its story.
So you just got rejected from your 12th job interview. You're there thinking to yourself, what the hell's wrong with this world? What's wrong with me? Why can't I land a job? You're exhausted as you scramble through your pockets just to find out you only have a few cents left. Not even enough to pay for the bus. So you're tired of walking everywhere, so you sit at a bench by a park. There you are, full-grown adult about to start crying on a park bench, when all of a sudden you see a man running past you, and in just a flash, you hear a loud bang. You see as his lifeless body falls to the floor, right in front of you. Falling along with it, a duffel bag filled with a few bills. You notice them because on impact with the ground, a few of them scatter up in the air. But as quickly as that corpse fell, two men that were chasing him that sent him to a better life, they quickly pick up the duffel bag and make a run for it. Part of you, the desperate part, wants to go and pick up a few of those blood-stained bills on the ground. But you think to yourself, this is a dangerous city, and trust me, you don't want to be the next corpse. Either that or end up in jail, because you well know that the cops are surely to be on their way. So all you do is snatch the bill that was on the bench and make your way to the bus stop. Thankfully, it didn't take long for the bus to arrive. As you hop onto the bus, you try to pay with the bill, but the driver tells you, system's down. Just hop on, you can pay the next time you jump on the bus. You think to yourself, wow, am I getting lucky? Something's finally going well. You stop a few blocks before the place you're renting at a local burger joint because you're starving, and now you finally have enough money for a decent meal. As you make your way all happy, all excited, about to pay for your meal, the cashier tells you not to worry about it. She points to a gentleman in an all-black suit and says, he's paid for it. You're all excited, you grab your burger and you go over to that gentleman and say, thank you. And he says, not to worry about it. Here, have this extra spare drink that I have. You accept it gratefully. He's smiling, look at you, all happy. Finally something going your way. You thank the man again as he makes his way outside. Now you have an empty table. So, sit down and start munching on your burger. When you notice, this guy left his suitcase. You rush to the door and try to see if, hey, you could still stop him. Hey, you left your suitcase. But you look to the left, you look to the right, and there's no one there. So you quickly wrap up your burger, grab his suitcase, and make your way home. At the bus stop, you see just nudged in a gap, a smaller bill. You're happy. So you jump on the bus and you pay your fare, and a few blocks over you get off. I know it's nighttime and you usually would have walked, but with the suitcase, you gotta keep it safe. In the safety of your four walls, you open it. Think to yourself, this guy's probably a businessman. You say to yourself as you see through the documents, there's lots of names, lots of signatures, lots of contracts. You don't want to pry into this guy's privacy, so once you find the address to his office building, you just close it. And as you lie in your bed thinking to yourself, there's a lot of crime in this city, I wonder if that poor soul made it onto the news. So you scroll through TikTok to see on the news that he did make it. But what shocks you the most is, not only did he make it, but in the daily news, you also see two buses collided in the worst accident of 2024, causing several fatalities and sending a lot of people over to the ER. With one of those buses even igniting. Chills run through your spine as you think, damn, those are the buses you took that day. Not only that, but you see there was an attempted robbery right after you left in the burger joint, and that nice cashier didn't make it. Something inside you snaps. The bill. You reach into your pocket, you pull out your wallet, you see it, you look at it. It's no longer covered in blood, not a single stain. It looks normal. Nothing out of the ordinary, but there is something. You chuckle because it's something quite curious. It's the serial number. It ends in 666. You laugh at yourself while you say, damn, I have the 666 bill. Part of you is thinking to yourself, could have this all happened because of the bill? Part of you is happy because you're lucky you made it out of those situations alive. You're not the suspicious type, but parts of you doesn't want to believe it. So you go to bed, and that night as you're dreaming, oh God, are you wealthy? You got money, you have everything. Yachts, jets. As you're walking on your gold-paved road to your mega mansion, something off starts to happen. The gold starts to melt, burning you, dragging you. You can't breathe. The gold fills your lungs. Every breath you take, the more you suffocate. You're about to die when beep, beep, the alarm wakes up. You wake up, oh God, thank you. It's just all a dream. You're happy it's all over, but you missed the money part though. Yeah, that was quite nice. You look through your closet just to find your other clean suit. It's a little bit old and out of style, definitely an older suit. You don't wear it much for the exact same reason. Something quite curious. As you stick your hand in the pocket, you notice a good amount of money. Where did that come from? You say all shocked. Well, you think to yourself, you don't wear this suit often, so that's probably why you didn't notice it. Against your better judgment, you actually take a taxi to the address in this building. You usually wouldn't do it, but you found money and these contracts look serious. The last thing you want to do is mess with this guy's work, especially knowing work's so hard to find. The taxi driver's telling you some silly stories on the way, but you can't think about that right now. You just follow along and say, yeah, yeah. You finally make it to the building to see it's a huge glass building. Definitely one of the taller buildings in the whole city. As you make your way to the front desk girl just smiles at you and says, he's waiting for you. Quickly, the security guard takes you to the elevator and presses the top floor. And you're like, wow, top floor. This guy must be really important for his bosses to have him in such a nice office. As you make it to the top floor, the doors open to show a majestical office. It's gorgeous, it's stunning, it's so expensive. A bit dark and makes you feel a bit uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, you've never been in such a nice place. You hear a voice coming from behind you saying, you can leave it at the desk. It's the gentleman, all in black, the one that bought you the burger. You say, yes, of course. You lay it on the desk and turn around and bow down to him and tell him, and again, thank you for the meal. Thank you. You're so excited. He turns around and he pours you a drink and says, there's nothing to thank. Here, have a drink. You're all happy. You take a quick sip of the drink and again, you thank him. You're saying, thank you for the meal. You say, I'll be leaving now. All nervous. You don't belong there. He looks at you and stares right into your soul saying, now, tell me, what's the rush? We're all gonna die anyways. You chuckle, you laugh at the joke. And you tell him, I'm sorry, sir. Again, thank you for the meal, and definitely thank you for the drink. It's a really strong one, but I'm late for a job interview. A job interview, he says. You're saying, yes, sir. He's saying, well, if a job is what you're looking for, you can start right away. Your office is on the 44th floor. My job? Yes. Now, that's unless you don't want a job. Then if that's the case, you can leave. No. I'll take it. I'll take it. You're so happy. Tears are running down your cheeks. You have no idea what the heck you're going to be doing, but a job's a job. And in today's world, you're just happy to be working for such a nice, expensive, important organization. You don't care what your job is. Who cares if you're mopping the floor? Can't remember the last time you bought yourself something nice. Things that for normal people are just common, like not being hungry, not having to search the streets for pennies and nickels, for you are a luxury. But now with a job, everything's gonna change. So who cares if you're gonna be mopping floors or unclogging toilets? You make your way to the 44th floor, and when the doors open, you're in shock. All the employees are bowing down to you, saying welcome, sir. They're calling you sir. Now this is new. It's different. It's nice. You like it. One of the employees shows you to your office. You're expecting a cubicle, but no, you're the big boss. You get the corner office, overlooking the entire city. The office looks expensive. You ask the employee, and what is it that I'm going to be doing? The employee smiles at you and says, now, may I please see your wallet? You pull out your wallet, your hand's still shaking a bit. You see as the employee pulls out the 666 bill and locks it up in a safe. That's a bit odd, but you don't care. Employee turns back at you and gives you a card. It's a debit card, possibly. Maybe a credit card. Who knows? You've never had a bank account, but it's definitely a card of some type. You've seen them in commercials. The employee tells you that you are the big boss and you're the head of public relationships. The employee hands you the card along with a memo. The memo not only has your to-do list, but it has your salary. You're in shock. You've never seen that much money together. Not even working your entire life could you make what the proposal was in 1 year. So you go through the memo. You can't quite understand what you have to do, but you don't want to screw it up. You finally have an opportunity. The only issue is the employee locked up your only bill. You spent the rest on the taxi, and the last time you checked, taxis and buses, they don't take debit or credit cards. No worries. You're used to walking at this point, so you make your way to the tailor shop. Once you arrive there, you ask the tailor for the specific things on the memo, And at the end it says to try them on, so you see the price tags and trust me, are you shocked? You had no idea clothes could be this expensive, but you're not worried. Part of you is, but part of you isn't because you're paying it with the company card. So you quickly put on the suits and you're excited and they fit you like a glove. The strangest part is that the owner himself comes out to take the payment and with a fake smile on his face hands over the goods saying, "Have a blessed day." Now you have suits, but your next stop is a dealership. On the list, there's specific models you're supposed to buy from specific brands and even specific types and all these instructions you're really not aware of. You just know these cars are expensive. You've seen them in movies, but you almost never seen them drive by, and let's not even talk about driving or owning one. Sitting in one of these cars just seems like a very long distant dream. But the same thing happens at the car dealership, and the same thing happens at the luxury residential buildings. Everyone treats you so nicely. You don't even know if they're treating you nicely or if they're just treating you like a regular decent human being. You've never been treated this way. Everybody bowing down, saying yes, saying thank you. Everybody looking at you with admiration. So after you collect all the deeds, you drive back to the office, trying your best not to scratch the car. You make your way to the top floor and you put the deeds, put them on the desk, along with everything else that was ordered of you to buy. Your boss turns around and says, "So tell me, how was your first day of work?" You smile and say, it was great. But here are all your things. So is this my job, just buying things for you? He chuckles as he lays down a piece of paper. Looks like a contract. And he says, "No. I mean, you are buying things, but they're not for me." A shiver runs down your spine. You're shaking. You know what this means. You don't care. You know who this man is. You know what this entails. You know that's just not a regular job offer, but you don't care. For the first time in your life, you felt important. You felt seen. You did not feel. So against your better judgment, you grab that pen and you sign that piece of paper. And he says, "All those things you just bought, all those things are yours since you took the job." You look at him straight in the eyes and you just say it. You just say it. You don't know. You literally just say it. You say, so is my soul yours now?" He chuckles and says, "Oh, no, that's not how this works. You see, you are now part of the team. I don't need your soul. All I need you to do is follow every and each instruction that I tell you to the point." And you look at him and say, "What's the catch?" He tells you, "There is no catch. You are now part of the team. Oh, but the only thing is, just know, for every cent that you add to your bank account, it's gonna cost somebody everything." "Everything," you say. "Yeah, everything. Countless lives will be lost, but who cares about that? You're now part of the team, so welcome. He shakes your hand and tells you everything you have to know. He even tells you that you guys have casual Fridays and to not worry about sick days because you will never be sick. And he tells you to have a wonderful day and enjoy your properties. As your head lies down on now your fancy pillows and you see yourself surrounded by so many expensive things, you think to yourself, what I'm doing is not wrong. It's not wrong at all. You hear on the news all these companies, all these places that you went, their stock prices are plummeting. Accidents are happening. Countless lives are being lost. There was a fire at the tailor shop. Everything was burnt down to a crisp. The CEO of those luxury apartment buildings was shot down on the sidewalk in front of one of his complexes. You try to justify it. You say, well, what I'm doing is nothing different than what hedge fund managers are doing. Politicians, world leaders, all of them, every day they make decisions that cost millions of lives. Wars, different treaties, everything. Prices, tariffs, they are no different to me. Why? Why do they deserve nice things? Why can't I have nice things for once? I deserve to have nice things. You say as you look around, and just like that, one day turns into a week turns into a month, and a month turns into a year. And trust me, a year later, you're chewing down, and now even the most expensive cut of steak tastes just so bland. But thankfully, now you have a few addictions that help you cope with your life. By now, oh boy, you've signed off on a few wars, plummeted a few global economies, a few countries. Now, they owe their extreme poverty, hunger, famine, their currency's worth shit. All thanks to you. Not to mention, thanks to you now there's a few diseases, a few new viruses. Now those were fun to create. You had fun doing those, but you feel terrible for the rest. You think to yourself, now nothing makes you happy. At least that's what you tell yourself while you're on the edge of the building, just looking down, and by God, does the ground look so far away from up here. But you think to yourself, will you even go to heaven after everything you've done? You're tired, you're exhausted. You don't care if you own several different buildings. You don't care about that yacht, the supercars. At the end of the day, they're all the same. They all have 4 wheels. They all drive the same. What are you doing this for? Nothing fulfills you anymore. You're so sad. So you make your way to the office, you sneak in and you sneak out, you grab that 666 bill and you run through the stairs. You don't want to get caught by security, you don't want to get caught by nobody. You don't even take the elevator, you just take the stairs. You try to make your way out without nobody seeing you because you're so ashamed and you're so scared. You walk for 2 hours, your feet start to hurt. These fancy shoes, they're not as soft as your old, worn out, broken in pair of sneakers, but you finally make it to that bench in that park where everything happened. You just want to return this 666 bill back to the place where you found it so that all this will go away. You know you'll probably lose everything, but at this point, you don't care. As you sit there, an old lady, barely being able to walk, comes up to you, sits next to you. She shows you a picture, and in that picture, she starts to tell you a story. She tells you about her husband and how, in her mind, she thinks they had everything they ever wanted. Possibly not riches, but they were okay. They didn't need for anything, but it wasn't enough for him. So he took on being a taxi driver, and just on the day when he was finally about to retire for the second time in his life, he went missing. Her story catches your attention, so you wipe your tears and you look up to see the picture, and you realize that's the picture, the taxi driver, the one who dropped you off at the office building to return the suitcase. You just chuckle. You don't say a word. You just get up and start walking. You just walk and walk and walk until your calluses start bleeding. You trust me, you want to destroy it, you want to burn it, but you're afraid of what's gonna happen. So you do the next best thing. You set up your camera and you film a TikTok telling your story to see if by any chance there is anyone out there just desperate enough who's willing to take this 666 bill off your hands. You see, sometimes you just have to have everything you've ever wanted to realize you never wanted it in the first place. So, I guess I'll see you soon.